Hey, traders. Good to see y'all again. All right, once a day. And we always started off with Bitcoin, and then we get to equities, then commodities, and then requests. So today, not much has really happened on Bitcoin. Right? I mean, it's up $228, 0.59%. But with it not being able to do much, some altcoins have been able to outperform because of that. And you're at a very critical area, at least one of them, where there are multiple resistances above you. You're now at one. You've tested it again for the first time since January 22nd. It is the first of the month. A new monthly candle has, was born last night on the stream. But we were here and we talked about, 3 months straight of selling. A new month, there could be asset reallocation where what had been happening each month could now be reversing, at least short term. Say so far that's kind of happening a little bit, but I think it's more so the equities market more than anything that is rallying, and further rallying after hours today when you have earnings season going on and the tech stocks catching some major bids with some earnings beats. And you got Google that is 20-to-1 stock split announced today, so they are up massively after hours. AMD's up, I think, 12+% on good earnings. And I don't know, I think anytime something good happens to tech stocks, to NASDAQ or the Qs, NASDAQ 100, I think it's good for crypto because of how synced up crypto is to tech stocks now. I mean, it is very high beta until something changes, of course. I'm just going with the trend. The way the trend's been going, I think it's good. I think it's really good, and could, if what is happening today and after hours continues tomorrow, maybe the next day, that could bode well for Bitcoin. That could maybe catalyze a supply line breakout where you have not broken this supply line, and you have 3 touches. And the first touch, anchor point, of course, was November 10th, the highest level of all time, $69,000. So don't get cocky, kid, though. With the RSI downtrend breakout still kind of there, right? Your 4 hour, so you can see what's really happening. I think you got some serious stuff going on where it's okay. You've entered this little low volume, extended little rally. You've retraced from your previous discernible high to low about 50 to 60%, not even 61%. And now what are you doing? Very well respected trend line. Supply line, you've tested it again as supply line for the greater part of 12 hours, right? Previous 3-4 hour candles, and now you're just hanging out at a supply line. And here's what we need. I think it's really good about tech stocks and stuff, the macro, but we got to get some bids soon. Otherwise, what will develop here, the dreaded classic triple bearish divergence where, first time it was bearish divergence right here. It pulled back a little bit, whatever. Monday, stocks rallied. Bitcoin rallied because it's a tech stock now, pretty much. And now you're just at a supply line showing potential bearish divergence, and you're not above 60. You seriously just can't get above that 60 mark. And you really, for the year of 2022, you have not, you maybe breach it for 4 to 8 hours, but then fall massively right below it. And then, you're just going up today, testing 60, pulling back. So what are you going to do, man? That's bear market conditions. Bear market conditions. All right, you just don't, it's just not stuff you like seeing. Ethereum had it too. But here, just look here, man. This is a great example of bear market conditions. All right, Bitcoin crashed, April and then May. And then just look how seldom, between early May and the bottom, July 21st, look how often or how seldom Bitcoin on the 4 hours saw above 60. It hit 60, 65, and then just dump, go back neutral bearish control zone over and over and over again. So we got to do something, man, on the RSI, on the 4 hour. It's the same thing going on that went on in May, at least on the oscillator. But, whatever. Just break 60 and stay above it. I got an alert set up, kind of. Maybe I should add that alert just a little bit higher. Yeah, just right there. Just marginally above that January 13th peak. And then if you hear a beep ever while I'm on stream or something, or whatever, you're hey, we're at 63.4 on the RSI. That's the highest RSI we've seen all year on the 4 hour. Right? We gotta do some stuff, man. And the first step to recovery, I guess, would be, in downtrend. Break 60 for F say? And then break the supply line. And then invalidate the potential bearish divergence that's actually maybe maturing right now. There are things that must be done very soon if you want this to continue. If you want this little scrub rally, 50% retrace in the previous high to low, you want it to continue, you got to break resistance. You got to do some stuff. You got to do stuff that, you know, it will require bulls, buyers to do. And there have been not many of them for this year of 2022. This is the worst start of a year in Bitcoin's history. Bitcoin's never performed this poorly, I think, in, you know, in a month, the first month of the year. No, I mean, you had that 2018. That was when the craziness was going on. All right, so that's all I can tell you about the daily, the 4 hour. We can go to the 60 minute if you want. Just see, like, it's pretty. You remember that channel I identified this weekend? I didn't get rid of it or anything. It's just, look how it went down and actually tested that demand line of this channel again, but it's still not even close to the heart. You got to break the supply line before you want to see this heart line again in the 60 minute channel. I wouldn't say there's much of an edge. Maybe some bearish divergence there, but it just doesn't matter. It won't matter if Bitcoin pivots and breaks out. But yeah, you have to be concerned. And this is, so you understand, this is exactly where a major reversal to the downside could occur if you fail to break out, and then this continues developing. You stay below 60 on the RSI. Those are all like bearish variables in a bear trend that might be reliable, and it might outperform when it is reliable, right? So just pay attention. You got to break out. Good God. I'm talking about critical areas. You're at one of them. And then right after that, you got to run up to 40K, 46, 40,600, then the 200 moving average, you know, and then 42K. 42K is big. And then the trend reversal price is going to be making a peak above 44K. Or you could run all the way to make an 88% retrace and a lower high, and that's like PCZ of bearish W shapes, right? You've got to recapture prices above your previous highs. And that, again, it's like 44K to 45K. Okay, and then you got to back test areas, support, make higher lows, start rallying again. There is tons of work to be done. And, you know, just because you're showing maybe some accumulation here at an 886, you know, it's just like there's just far too much still that needs to be done to be able to say that Bitcoin is not in a downtrend anymore, because it still really is in a downtrend. It is. There are things that have to be done, I just told you. All right, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum, similar category. I don't think it's butting up against major resistance. I mean, there is, you know, some valleys back from September that were once support. You know, I figured maybe 2,900, but it's just literally following Bitcoin almost perfectly. It's up a little bit more, but as you can see, the structure, the higher lows, and then the MACD histogram on the 4 hour, you gotta be like, you gotta at least take note of this. You can't just ignore it. I mean, it's here. It's trying to signal that buyers are exhausted on a 4 hour time scale, though the difference between Ethereum on the 4 hour and Bitcoin is you are above 60. Last night, they got notified that you broke to your highest RSI of 2022. My stream down? Or are you trolling? You know, it doesn't say it's down, so yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So not overbought in 60, right? Again, highest RSI since December 1st, actually, of 2021, which is cool and all, but Bitcoin has to break out. Like, Bitcoin can't reverse here. And then Ethereum, it continues to rally. If Bitcoin's bearish divergence continues to mature in its development, Ethereum will too. Ethereum will make another higher high locally and you know, make lower levels on the MACD. It's going to follow Bitcoin. So, hey, Bitcoin breaks out and starts rallying to like 40K. Then, yeah, Ethereum will see $3,000, which would make more sense, right? We've been talking about, like, it would always make sense if Bitcoin rallied up to 40K to back test it as resistance before failing and dumping to the abyss, just like Ethereum's respective support resistance was 2,900 to 3,000. We can see that being tested before it rejects it, stays below the 200 moving average, and dumps again. Maybe to go double bottom at 2100 or even goes to 2K. Because the downtrend is well intact if you can see it on your screen. Consecutive lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay, so that's your Ethereum. We look at the daily to see, yeah, still in the downtrend. You know, you start making a lower high of any time on the daily below 34.26, you will start developing hidden bearish divergence. Good news, though, I guess, on the daily for Ethereum is it's back above 40, out of the bearish control zone. But yeah, you don't want to be below 40 for very long, even though you were below 40 for a very long time. Yep. Pretty interesting times for sure. Tech stocks keep doing this. I think Bitcoin will break out. I think Bitcoin will have a very good remainder of the week if the NASDAQ and the Qs have a good remainder of the week. Until some sort of major news-driven catalyst comes out on Bitcoin, it is a tech stock. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything different than a tech stock right now, at least for the past 2 months. Going on 3 months, 3 months now probably. But yeah, like when did Bitcoin's correlation break in 2020? It didn't break till after the summer. It didn't break till Square came out and announced that it, you know, put whatever, however much amount, 10% of its cash or its balance sheet in Bitcoin, and then like a week later, PayPal, you know, announces that you can now buy and sell crypto on PayPal. Like, and let's not even talk about PayPal. That word, don't even say that today. They're devastated after hours on earnings. They got killed. They're down like 10-12%. It's awful. 130 gap fill eventually on PayPal. But yeah, I mean, it took an actual event, multiple events actually, to break that that stock market and crypto correlation. So I don't think it could be any different. But I do think it's good, though, if tech stocks are kind of rebounding very hard. Good for Bitcoin. And all, I'm sorry, PayPal's down 17% after hours now. Yeah, big yikes, man. 130 eventually. Gap fill down there. 786, major 786 retrace. It's terrible, dude. Okay, so that's Bitcoin, Ethereum. We can go to just look at total real quick. More total sound clips till morale improves. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, look what you've done. What did you do today at its peak? When Bitcoin was up at its highest level of the day, when Bitcoin was up at $39,294. Total hit 1.78 trillion, which was the very tip top for the first time ever in February of last year. Hey, it's like almost a 1 year anniversary, about 11 months. But, you break that. If you break that level, it's actually incredible. If you break the level, then you could go to 2.2 trillion. Or, I mean, at least not even 2.2 trillion, just the supply line around 2 trillion. Yeah, so you're at a major level, and where it could easily just be rejected and you dump to lower prices, or it breaks it and rallies resoundingly. And what we're hoping is tech stocks, whatever's going on with earnings and bids coming in on good earnings, that will take Bitcoin and crypto to the promised lands, above 1.78 trillion total market cap. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is Binance Coin. That is up 3%. Hey, I mean, it's still looking so ugly here, man. It just really does, but it could still rally. I mean, it could still bounce and go to 430. It's never tested 430 as resistance once it breached it January 21st, 22nd. I think if Bitcoin breaks out here, which it could, then BNB is going to rally probably to 429, 430. You get it? If Bitcoin fails, this bear flag starts playing out immediately, soon. It's on Bitcoin. Probably all on tech stocks. For now. Again, until, you know, what, man? Oh, another country adopts Bitcoin. Even though that was terrible. You remember when El Salvador actually adopted Bitcoin as legal tender? The market, it literally like crashed that day. So not even. It's got to be something random like, oh, Amazon added Bitcoin to their balance sheet. Something like that. And it's just out of left field. Like the 20-to-1 splits or stock split for Google. It's got to be something that no one saw coming that just, what? Breaking news. That's the only way. So anyway, right? I mean, just bearish consolidation is very real, but we know the context of the bearish consolidation makes the bearish consolidation weaker just inherently, because anytime an asset hits an 88% retrace from its previous discernible swing low, it's just not the best area to be identifying bearish consolidation structures, just because the downside is so limited. Even though it could play out, you get it, right? You're looking, I would say you would be looking for bear flags in the 50% retrace level, maybe even 618, 38% retrace level, right? After a dump's begun, you've already lost 40% of your value, you start bear flagging. Because you know, right? Oh, it's probably going to do a full reset and go to the 886. Well, crap, man. BNB's just hit, it's already at its 886 and it's bear flagging. So it just makes it, you know, this mystery of charts that we always, you know, we're always, it's like the Rubik's Cube. You just think that it's just a weaker argument for a bear flag, even though it could easily play out if Bitcoin dumps. But if Bitcoin doesn't dump and actually breaks out here, then it's going to 430 next. It's in between two levels, right? 330 and 430. That's, and if you're at 386, you're the dead middle. So flip your coin 430, flip your coin 330. It's like, yeah, cool pattern, just not at the best context areas. I mean, you're at areas where reversals occur, but not Bitcoin keeps dumping. But the good news is Bitcoin hit its own 886 at its bottom, right? That's great. That's something to think about. All right, all these 886s, the downside's probably limited for at least a little while, the short term. Okay. Downside limited, but man, you break this, 40,665 is your target. You get me? You hear what I'm saying? So if you break this, you know, supply line for real, not a joke. I think if it does break for real, it's going to be fast. I mean, you got 4.3% upside, and then maybe your max upside's like 7.77, repeating, of course. You know, because like, you know, in between 40 and 42 because of candle high close and wick high close. We always talk about the zones. So that's your between 5 to almost 8% upside on Bitcoin if it breaks the supply line. And then wow, dude, that's when you're getting to the deep retraces. That's when you're getting to like potential. Don't even kill me here. Don't kill the whatever I am. I mean, yeah, you got to deal with stuff like these ideas. You cannot ignore them, because just remember the trend you're in. You are not bullish in a trend. Your trend is not reversing bullishly till you're breaking 44K. So if you run up and even get to this zone, you're hitting serious potential reversal areas in a downtrend, right? I mean, there have been countless times where downtrends are broken and it looks like things are good, but it's just not enough yet. It's like, it's step one, right? Remember, trend reversals, it's like a process. It's like the first step of breaking out of a established downtrend is breaking that supply line, right? Where it's been confined within it. Normally there's always too much supply. All right, but then it's like not just that. That's step one to the road to recovery. Then after that, you have to recapture your previous discernible highs of the downtrend you're in. So that's right here. These are these three peaks right there. So if you run up and you go even to the 886, you are still not in a good position. You're still not bullish yet. You still can't be, oh, the trend's reversed, we're bullish again, because we're just slightly above the inflection zone from February. But little do you know, 886s, what do we love about 886s in established downtrends, you know, or established trends? In this situation, to be a downtrend, an 886 in a downtrend. Value perceived areas for shorts, maybe. And then it up thrusts, and buyers are completely induced thinking the trend's reversing, and then we get another markdown, right? So just be cognizant and aware, though there are good things happening. I mean, marginally good. Not even like, oh, I'm so excited, dude. Like, you haven't even broke the supply line yet. And you're staring in the face of potential bearish divergence that will be invalidated when you do break out. And you do run up another 5 to 8%. But then you have to worry about this. The harmonics, the W's. Okay? I mean, it's like good examples, like from history. I know we do across the market and stuff, but you know, some education, man, like well-established downtrends. You get these W shapes in the downtrends. Where are they, man? But yeah, a real good one here. You know, it's just like you know, stuff like that. You know, downtrend, you retrace marginally, then you dump again. Didn't quite get to that PCs. It was too weak. Yeah, it was way too weak right there. And then you have another little one too. You have small ones, definitely like small M shapes that are not that discernible even on the 4 hour, but they're there, man. You know, like 886s. You know, go that 60-minute right there. I mean, those are real. Those are very real. So just like pay attention. You gotta recapture previous highs. Even if you go 886, you gotta go 100 plus, and then you gotta stay above it. You can't just screw around. You have another one? Can't remember. No, not really. Anyway. Okay, chat. Precipice of enormous crossroads. Let's go to Cardano now. Dude, Cardano, it's at $1. It's up 2.5%. Hey, look, man. It's going wherever Bitcoin goes. If Bitcoin's going to rally to 40K, it's going to breach back above 108. And very well could run to 150. I would assume so. Like, it's always only ever done that if it holds support. But we're still at the if point. If it holds here. I mean, it's holding. But there's been zero positive price action while holding. And just like, where are the bids? They haven't come yet. So it's just like, yes. You get like all about technical analysis. All it is like, you want an edge at critical levels where historical moves have occurred. Okay, well we're at one of those with 100% certainty on Cardano, right? So it's like in Universe 1, it goes to 150 this time, or 148. In Universe 2, it actually breaks the support and massively marks down to 40 cents, and then we get like a real 886 retrace full reset. Okay, you get what I'm saying? You understand? It's solely dependent on Bitcoin and probably tech stocks and the index funds. Like, for real. It's not up to Cardano. And the problem is, like, I don't even if Bitcoin goes to 40K, will Cardano really go to 150, 148? If Bitcoin goes up with 5 to 8%, is Cardano going up 35%? I don't even know if that's possible, right? But there you are, man. Precipice, enormous crossroads, right? It's like, you know, it can hold. It could. Yes, it could. Chat, it could. Just like it couldn't. All on Bitcoin. Stock splits add zero value. I agree. They are there. They are literally created to incentivize scrubs to buy at extremely high valuations, but it's manipulation. Yeah, I agree. What a joke. It's like, really, that you're pumping on that? I don't get it. Apple's done it like multiple times. Nvidia did it. These were all successful.
Stock deep retrace. Hope you are having a good Tuesday.
Oh, what's up, S Plus, dude? Thanks for the 1481 pound super chat, mate. 28 minutes to your daily candle close. It will be the first daily candle close of the new month. Oh, that was the first, dang, man, first contribution of the day. Thanks, dude. Didn't even notice. 30-minute uptime on stream, man. So we're still getting through The big, all right, we gotta go to Sol. Sol did something that you can't be surprised about. It happens, man. When you're in downtrends, you can break upward. We had this painted. It's an ascending triangle. It could act as a continuation or reversal. It's acting as a reversal for now. And what was the discussion? You're in no man's land. So it is very reasonable to believe that this asset could go to between 120 and 130 to go test it as resistance to make a much lower high than the previous highs before dumping massively again to eventually see that $50
Dollar
area.
STNG please and thank you.
What's up, Hageki, man? I don't think it's my gain. I think I'm just too close to the mic. Like when I back the mic up. See, but I worry about it just because sometimes I'm like, if I get too far away from the mic, you can't hear anything. So I hate, like, I gotta find that sweet spot. There shouldn't be mic gain. Crap, man. Hold on. Hey, Bitcoin's at its highest level of this 4-hour candle right now. Nice. Very nice. Remember, poised on the cusp of a breakout. Things are starting to look okay because of earnings, saving everyone. And stock splits. All right, so measure move would take you up to the inflection points, and it wouldn't be that weird at all, dude. Again, you don't just go literally straight down to these PCZs. Corrections go up and down. Up. Normally, it's lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, rally, lower highs. You go up to 146. You get that? So go 148, 149, and still be in a downtrend. Yeah. So you just can't be sold yet, even though sold. Nice little reversal. Congrats, it's up 11.5% today. But what's the greater context? Sol, even from its all-time high to where it is right now, it's down 57% in 87 days. Okay, I mean, yeah, accumulation stuff on Bitcoin. Yeah, sure. Classic accumulation on Bitcoin, but same time, and I guess the context is good. The 886 is good. But you do have to break supply lines that you've literally tested all day today and haven't broken. But the good news is the strength of the bulls, of the buyers, is still there right now in power hour, 25 minutes. You could be broken, and I mean the supply line could be broken in 25 minutes. I'm gonna let y'all know this is a development occurring on Bitcoin right now, and it's, if you want any of your altcoins, your precious S-coin beanie babies, to do stuff, you need to pray for Bitcoin to break the supply line. All right, there are your big ones, your big cryptos. Yep. All right, let's go to the index funds. Here's your SPX, all right? You talk about critical areas for Bitcoin, critical areas for the S&P 500, all right? Right here, this is a couple things, all right? You did, with certainty. On the 4-hour, you closed like, $1 or less, like cents, less than $1 above the September 2nd peak. You did close there. But it's not, dude, it's never about the candle close confirmation. It is always about the immediate fall through price action you receive after. One thing else one should be cognizant of is if this is some sort of shark idea, well, what do we know about the high to the low? What happens after sharks? Between the 50% and the 618, there is a pattern completion zone. What is the pattern? What is the pattern, chat? We have like a couple answers. No, it's not a. Why would it be bullish, chat? Why would it be a bullish 5-0? Yeah, we got the right answer. So it is a 5-0, but it's a bearish 5-0, right? Because it's like the bullish shark manifests into the bearish 5-0. So in this zone, you'd really want to see invalidation in just a V shape. Like literally, if you care about like everyone's retirement accounts and all that stuff, you're just hoping for this. For real. So then you make a higher high. There is no argument for the trend reversing. You must have an argument for a trend reversing for bearish stuff, and you'd be gone with the big impulse down. But it's We said eventually you will bottom out. At these levels being so severely historically oversold, it would make perfect sense for a reaction. We've caught the reaction. We're in the midst of reacting right now. But you're still in dead cat bounce territory, so there has to be more. Which I think, if all stays the same for Google and AMD, I think this should gap up tomorrow. Maybe fill the gap, but you want to see it break above 4,600. But at the same time, I worry about 4,700, which is way stronger of a resistance. You're going to have to break those levels. All right, but so anyway, let's talk about just the 5.0. These are the areas where you catch reactions, where you start selling off again. So what you'd want probably, I'm just saying, if you really want like actionable longs for the entire index, if you want like healthy behavior, you would start selling off here probably. And then everyone's getting scared, but you haven't established a lower low yet. Yes, a lower high, but not a lower low yet. And then you would want to pivot somewhere, confirmation low. And then on the confirmation low, market participants across the world, more confidence to believe the bottom's in, and then the bull trend continues. Then you really do want to see that, even though you may not get it. But the problem is, all right, the problem is, here's your other universe where the whole top's in, it's over, we're going to a recession, we're screwed. You start topping out, and then you're out a little bit, and then another lower high, and then you just roll over, and then you run the next. That's when it's over. That's when this type of price action happens, you're screwed. So it's really important to be paying attention to these markets right now, because there is not a confirmed bear market yet. It's not confirmed, but we're in the midst of, like, what happens in the next, I would say maybe 2 weeks maybe 3 weeks is gonna determine the stage for where we're going. Are we going to continue the path upward, or is the recession or major correction here, where we eventually make common retraces from the COVID crash lows to highs between 3,200 and 3,800, right? Very, very critical times after an impulse down that, literally it was so much that it put you at lower, well, I mean, at least on the Qs and the NASDAQ, it puts you at lower RSI on the daily since 2018. Yeah. So yeah, again, it's the first of the month. We did have an annual patron join on the first, so thank you so much, Meaty. Thank you, dude. Like, holy crap. And then Mark M and Bram S. Thank y'all for joining the Patreon, the monthly Patreon. Thank y'all. Much appreciated. And again, this is the first time. I mean, this is the first of the month, so it is the best time to join. I'm gonna just bring it up occasionally. Don't get triggered. Wow. So that's your S&P. Okay, nice. Got way more work to do, but it's a good start. Very, very good start. Invalidate the 5.0, please. I would love nothing more. Closed right at it, man. Jeez. If you break this area, 4,700 would be your next target, okay? Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. And then even a back test. So that if you break 4,500, you go to 4,700, and then it's another, oh God, here we are, another resistance. Can we break it? Dow Jones was like the best of all the index funds. It was the strongest. It did the most brilliant technical things, where you held the demand line to close the week on Friday, and you've had 2 days of follow through. You're back above the 200-day moving average. You're back above that first high from May 10th of last year. Very good, but still not out of the woods yet. It's the same type of shark 5.0 combo stuff, right? Where you've got, like, it's the M shape that, hey, it went at 1272, whatever, 130. Still, 50% you're going to have to deal with. I think you're above it, above the 50%. Yeah, you are. You're getting near that 618, really. I mean, and 618 is pretty close to that high from August, 35,624. You break that, you're probably going to 36,545. If any of them would do it, I would think that it would be the Dow Jones, because it's just the sheer outperformer. It is the one right now. Just like in 2020, the QQQ was the one, or the NASDAQ, but it was mainly the Qs. Hey, Chris C., thanks so much for joining the Patreon just now. Much love, man. Annual Jesus chimes a lot louder than regular Patreon ones sounds like a feature to me. Brad, doesn't it seem appropriate? Louder Jesus chimes for annual versus not annual. Anyway, so let's get a V shape. But if we don't, we fill a couple gaps, we sell off again, then we would maybe back test 34.3. That would be amazing, right? Whatever, we fill some gaps, and then you sell off, and then a higher low, and then we go on, man, or wherever it goes, right? You could just test the supply line again and dump. Oh, wow. Dang, dude. Doug R. Tower Guy. Thank both of y'all for joining the Patreon, too. Let's go. In the chat. Yeah, 3 new patrons in the last 60 seconds. Yeah, that's all. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, so now we got the NASDAQ. Massively underperforming the S&P and more so the Dow Jones. But the Dow Jones is about to be its own respective 618. So if this was the Dow Jones, it'd be like nearly 15K. So right, you've just now exceeded at 382. But still, right, just yesterday, you broke back above critical support resistance. Today, you've actually back tested it, held it as support, and then rallied very strongly. And hey, some some daily positive momentum building again for the first time since the 4th of January. Nice. So what was once resistance support is technically support again for now. Yeah. A lot of work to do, man. Lots and lots of work to do. 50% is 14,666. Unfortunately, Bitcoin's more beholden to this underperforming index fund than it would be the Dow Jones. So Russell 2000, the worst performer of the 4. Still the worst performer of the 4. Still below critical levels that you must desperately get above. But a reciprocal ABCD, 50% on C, 200 on D, at not really a support, but it was some sort of low from January 4th. It bounced there. It caught the reaction. So your target is 2070 to 2085. If you break it, hey, great. You better back test it and hold it. But, you know, it might be the best to, you know, pull back and just make one of those second lows, right? One of those higher lows of some sort. It's all like, dude, this, when it does reverse, it's normally always making some sort of confirmation low. It's never just one time rally. It's always one time you rally, you sell off again near that same level. 786s, 886s, 786s. Down here was 113. Confirmation low before it rallied and then rolled over. But like, this asset does not just V-shape, dude. This asset always confirms. So you're looking for something to just confirm the bottom is in, just like time and time again. The second bottom gives you Zen or something. Okay. Gold just hanging out now. 200-day simple moving average no longer support. Is resistance. But you know, we're talking about that potential hidden bullish divergence if you can catch bids here. I don't, you know, yesterday was marginally okay. You gotta do something, right? The hidden bullish divergence argument will happen if you start pivoting here. Yeah, you'll like continuation implied. But again, I just like without the noise, take the noise out. Here we go. It's a lot cleaner. A lot less insanity on this chart. Again, you're holding a level that needs to be held, not once, but twice. And there's that divergence I was talking about, still in its development. So not bad, man. Still not bad. You're still okay on gold. And silver, you know, it did pivot. It did make a higher low, but it has only merely rallied and then rejected $23 inflection point. It was once support resistance, is resistance again, but you did engulf the previous candle, which is nice. And if it did start pivoting and really held here, hidden bullish divergence argument would be in the cards, but you think you're starting to get in a lot of trouble. You start breaking below $22. It's going to be the argument for accumulation on a chart disappears. It goes away when you start falling below $22. So therefore, it weakens the argument for a major trend reversal here, unfortunately. So it's not dead yet, but dang man, it's very close. Hey, wait, what? I thought that just happened already. Weird. Just delayed or something like that. Yeah, weird. Okay. US oil. What oil, dude? Oil still just hanging out up there, but dang, dude, the daily. I mean, that right there. I don't know, like just extended positive Momo and just losing it, getting towards neutral again, you know, and the RSI, it's like one high and then a slightly higher high, and then it continues going and just making lower levels, and it's overbought. I think like it's getting a little overcooked, you know, a little tired maybe, but still it's above 86.91, which is a 2010 major level. 2010 right there. You can hold above it. You clearly see the price action correlation above this level is what? Almost literally always up, down, 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 up, down. That's all it does. So if it stays above this level, it could very well go to $100 again, because it literally only ever does that. But context is it already had a stupidly nice rally and it's just slightly above it, and maybe it's due for a pullback because of that or something. But massively good uptrend. What a bullish trend, like when the only sector is the year to date that's up on the year. Only sector in the green this year is energy, which, you know, includes like natural gas too and stuff. We're talking about like stocks. We're not talking about like commodities included and stuff, because commodities are insane, dude. They're up stupid amounts. Like for instance, dude, like helium up 8% today. It's illiquid. I don't even know. It's a trash chart, but it's still, you know, it had a low here from March 2021 and did hold it. Second time rallied and still up here. So you got that. Then you got wheat futures. Ooh, is an inverse head and shoulders developing, or is it topped out? Right. Interesting. Interesting going on here. You know, it's what a freaking uptrend. What a pullback. Broke the supply line, but just kind of fell below it and just still slightly above it. You gotta wonder, left shoulder head, right shoulder in an uptrend after a decently, I think, a modest pullback, moderate pullback from previous low to high. That's a neckline right there. Corn futures still, you know, roaring like it was 1928. Coffee futures still really strong up there. Did make a lower high, but hasn't made a lower low yet to confirm that lower high than previous high. Could just be consolidating, man. It's just price contraction going on or something, right? Orange juice, you know, we talked about. Yeah, it's continuing to dump. What a freaking beautiful, somewhat of a abandoned baby in the end, right? The gap up, the gap down. That's kind of like maybe an exhaustion gap, but I don't even know they exist in commodities. But you can clearly see it's begun its pullback some. But doesn't it make sense? Because did it not show a harmonic here? It did, man. It was close. It was like a crab that hit the 1414. Soybean futures mooning. Highest price since June of last year. Up 2.55%. It's beautiful, man. Okay, whatever. Just going kind of across some commodities, looking at them, dude. All right, let's go to these requests now. We've now officially made it across the markets. Maybe look at the US dollar once, whatever. Nice, right? What was once resistance from history that's been here. You understand how long these lines have all been here. What was once resistance has finally been regarded as resistance again, and you started to see a pullback. After, I mean, you know, if you look at it like one peak and then the slightly higher peak, lower levels RSI, and technically it's almost class C bearish divergence stagnation, but it's whatever, convergence. Still in an uptrend, but a slightly higher high than the previous high. I mean, anytime you see the DX wind down, it's great for crypto, great for other currency pairs, great for equities too, really. Weaker dollar, great for higher everything. Okay, now we'll go to the requests, which there were literally 2 requests. Nice. Well, I mean, you can't say it didn't play out, but then it was over. Like, it underperformed the market, whatever. Let's see, November, yeah, that's when crypto topped out. It's when a lot of stuff topped out. And now it's just continued on to the downtrend, right? This is like the stuff where the other side of momentum, right? There it is. There's the vertical line that, that where the vertical line is where the buying climax is, right? After that's the attempted rally that you almost always get, and then the correction that lasts for a very long time. Then it loses 88% of its value from the previous low. That's there, even confirms the bottom, but then rallies about 50% of the way, and then just dumps again, and then just takes out the lows it put in, and now it's going for that deeper retrace, I would think, right? So you'll soon be at like an 886 of the lowest low ever. Yikes, man. You're at it. Oh, good God. You're literally sitting at that 886. To say there's anything like besides that, there's nothing, man. There's no divergence. Look at this. It was just so oversold. It finally just got out. It's resetting the oscillators, though. I don't think you have any kind of M shape here. But all you had was the 88. There was no support here either, really. Like, not really. It was just an 88% retrace. Oh. If you get above 771 and then maybe back tested as support, we'll talk. All right. Have your alert set up on CLSK above 771. Until then, you just can't have any confidence. Right? There's like no support really, like, I guess until 380. Below 770. Look, there's nothing here besides straight down, straight up, straight down, then straight up. That was it. So if you have an 886 here without with the context being no supports confluent with the 886, I don't know, man. Maybe it'll reverse here for real, but you better get back above at least 771, and you better hold it and then start rallying off of it. Otherwise, there's no action you should ever take on this. No action to take right now, for sure, even if it keeps rallying. It's up 7.59%. Congratulations, dude. 7.59% up on the day. Here's the context, though. In 78 days, it lost 76% of its value. That's like 1% a day. Napoleon Dynamite gets it. Yikes. All right, next and last request. Is Sting. Scorpio Truckers. Can't say it's better than that. That is a pretty brilliant looking potential bullish Gartley right there. Dang, man, where were you? Why are you not requesting this like past couple weeks? It's a 618. It's a little deep, man. It's a little deep there, but nevertheless, maybe type 1, maybe type 2, and on the type 2, all right, here we are. So, Hageki, man, you are sitting right at 1477, $15. That's major levels, right? I would say so. I think if you break 1477 based on history, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, every time it's like straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. I think if you break 1477, you go to 1872. That'd be your minimum target there. And then 2193 after that. Yeah, I mean, you got kind of a Gartley.
Nefarious Technology tipped $21.21. Since requests are low, let's revisit TRX or KCS.
Nice.
Let you pick.
It's real Gartley.
New month. Sure oddly does feel like a fresh start.
Very
New
well carbon.
faces in Patreon. Looking forward to sharing your journey. Happy Green Day to Mitch.
Oh, thanks Tavares for the contribution, dude. Yeah, thank you, man. We'll look at Tron. Yeah, that was looking good. But this right here, man, it's perfect. I mean, except for B being a little deep, it's almost perfect, man. I don't think you want to see an 886 here. I think you want to stay above 1245 for the rest of your life on this chart. You know, M shapes like this in the context can usher in this. You want to see it? You want to see how it works? You see S, T, and G? Nice. We'll at least ping patrons on this. Dang, dude. Nice one, Hageki. Look at this. WTER. Remember that time? The exact same structural development occurred, even though you ended up getting a type 2. You did, man. But you got that initial reaction at the 786 or whatever, 1414 as well, but also major levels of inflection were back tested twice. And then, you know, on the way up, Shaquille O'Neal took them on and started getting sponsored by Water. But it doesn't matter. But look at Water again, man. Water just happens to be like back at that critical level once more. Yeah. Another M shape kind of right there, right? $1 is kind of the lower risk of things. Really 85 cents is it. You fall below 85 cents, you go to 40 cents. So it's either here, it's like your second lower risk area maybe, but there's not a confirmation low or anything. I just brought it up. This is some very real bullish shit. Look at this divergence on the daily. This, if it's respected, this is exactly where Water bounces for real. Yeah. $1. And then you got second oversold and it's just slightly. Yeah, this is where you catch it around. You got a 144 maybe here if that plays out. Okay. What's up, Eric? Thanks, man. 5 super chat. Okay. Tron. Yep, we'll go to Tron. Or KCS, but I'll just do Tron. Because Tron is one that has actually looked good. And it's looked promising just because of the harmonic. It's just stupid. It looks perfect, but it's caught no bids. It's doing nothing at this level. Even though the daily showing very clear bullish divergence, even bad action magnet move confirmation. Pretty much at this 886. No one buying. Like one of the bids coming in. I don't know. Like Tron someone just holds this and they just set their stop below 4.9 cents, maybe around like 4.6 cents or something. They let it ride. If one is going to take a chance on Tron or H bar or whatever, you know, at least H bar has kind of like a confirmation low idea. This one doesn't have any argument for potential confirmation low, at least locally near the PCZ. But still has that nice divergence. Man, it's still right there, man. It's still above these levels. If the TA was respected, this harmonic, let's say Bitcoin reversed, like for real, like new month, 3 months selling, new month, 4th month, no more selling. We're going to rally and moon. I mean, this is where assets do this. Even though it could fail, this is where they do it inherently, normally. So there you go. New week, or sorry, new day. That was, you just finished the first day of the new month. Let's go to Bitcoin, check it out. It did not break out. We have no confirmation of breakout. That hasn't happened. Here it is, chat, so you can see it. There is no breakout of a supply line once again. The last time you tested it was January 20th, not 21st, my bad. The 20th. And last time you tested it, dump. This time, what? I don't know. Still on a downtrend, well-established downtrend. That's undeniable, right? Until you break, again, above the previous high that you can discern above you, which is around 44, 45K. You're in a downtrend still. You're hitting the supply line of the downtrend. That's where supply is. Oftentimes, supply is. But even if you break it, it's still not good enough to say that overall trend's reversing. But it's step one. It's the road to recovery. Yeah, but hey, bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour. Whatever, dude. But again, 12 hours of failure, and on this last 4-hour candle, you couldn't even go to test it again. So I'm just, you can't, I guess there's arguments both ways, but until you show a breakout, it's not breaking out. I have an alert set if we start breaking out or whatever. But again, you know, like, what do I do? I can't even hear the music, man. What the heck? Y'all hear it? I don't know. All right. Well, been live for an hour. We've gone across the markets. We've gone through their requests. Not much more to do. Right? It's normally like a 60-minute stream if it's just kind of like a static video, you know, kind of. All right. Well, be sure to join the Patreon if you, you know, want to support what I do every day. And hopefully we can break out or something. So thanks for coming out. Till next time, respect the TA. Thanks, Andrew H, for joining the Patreon, man. Thank you, dude.
Everybody's going down. Nobody's supposed to do no wrong. Nobody. Everybody's going down. Nobody's supposed to do no wrong. Nobody.
Gentlemen in the mix.